Hi, this is Karen O'Brien. We're going to continue on to part 3 of our Coastal Channel Development video series. And in this video, we are going to interpolate the channel. Now, we might run into some bugs, so this video might be a little bit longer. And of course, if you run into any errors or bugs in your channel during the interpolation and run test process, then of course you will try to get some help from the instructor. If you are out there on your own and you can't figure out what you did wrong, you can't fix it, then you again, use your contact form, Karen@flow-2d.com, contact@flow-2d.com. They all come to me, and then I can send you out quick instructions to get you back on task, okay? Okay, so let's go here. We're going to follow these steps. So create a channel. We're going to create the channel data files. Let's see if this process needs to be repeated for any reason. So if you need to go through these steps for any reason, always click the schema button before you do anything past like step 8 or 9, anything past step 8 or 9. If you need to do something to your channel, you need to click the schema button because there might be some data in your schema layers that's not correct. So let's go ahead and start with schema button. Then we will create the chan.dat, exec.dat, chanbank.dat. Then we are going to export them to this channel interpolate folder, and that's where we're going to be doing a run test. The first action will save the channel data, that's the 3 files, and then the second action will interpolate the channel, and the third action will bring the 3 files back into the schema layers. And that's why you always have to, like if you need to go back and fix something, that's why you always need to click schematize first. So let's go ahead and just work through this process and see kind of how it works. So obviously I've already done this. I don't care. I'm going to do it again. You can do it as many times as you want. Just grab and hit that schema button. What that's going to do is it's just going to reprocess all the data that goes in the schema layers. Now we're going to click create the chan.dat, exec.dat, etc. I'm going to go ahead with the export folder, and we're going to create a new folder. We'll call this channel interpolation test. Okay, I'm going to hit enter on that, select that, and that will export those files. I'm going to go click OK, and just going to stop right here because I want to show you what that exported. Okay, so here's the 3 things we just exported. I'm going to open these in Notepad++. You could open them in regular Notepad if you wanted. I like Notepad++ because it uses the whole screen. So, and you can share, you can kind of split the screen and share the data. So I'm going to split my cross-section data over here, and this is my channel. And what I have here is 24 cross-sections. Okay, 1 through, oh, hang on, this GoToMeeting thing is in my way, so let me get that out of my way real quick. And then where is my drag bar? Hang on a sec. Okay, there it is. And then I'm going to drag this to the bottom so that you can see that the first cross section was cross section 1 and the last cross section is cross section 24. And then over here in the chan.dat we have 1 and then a bunch of blanks or zeros. And then our next cross section is here. Cross section 3 is here. And then that goes on and it skips, and all of these data will be filled in by interpolated cross sections. Okay. And see you here, the last one is 24. All right, so what we are going to do, and then chanbank.dat, this is just your left bank element and your right bank element. That's all that file shows you. Okay, now what we are about to do is we are about to interpolate. Let's get these both brought back up. We are about to interpolate our cross sections. It's going to use a program called the interpolate.exe, and that should be in your Flow2D folder. I don't have my Flow2D folder, so let me open this in a new window and I'll show you that location right quick. That's Flow2D Pro. Here's your engine, that's your Flow2D engine. There's some other processor programs in here, and then also in here is a file called interpolate.exe. And if I hit the I key, it'll take me right to it, interpolate.exe. So we're going to call that file, and it's going to modify these by interpolating and filling in those blank cross sections. I'm going to hit interpolate, and the work is done. So let's look what it did here in Notepad++. It says This file has been modified, chan.dat, by another program. Do you want to reload it? Yes. And then it says right here, okay, wait, exec.dat should have been reloaded too. Oh, I bet you it, wait, 3. No, there's still only 24 cross sections. So hang on, I'm gonna have to reload this one because it should have reloaded this for us. So let me reload this. Okay, and then it says this file has been modified by another program. Do you want to reload it? Yes. Now you should see that it should have, hang on a sec. See, 839 cross sections, but this one is still cross section 24. And the ones that are in between, let's get on down here to the end. The ones that are in between 839 and whatever the next surveyed cross-section word will be interpolated. So interpolated, interpolated, interpolated. And how do we know that? Because the interpolated cross-sections do not have an X in front of them. And so, and if you control F, you can also search for, let's see, X-C, X-C, and you can start to see that you have, that's 24, that's 1, 2, but then in between 1 and 2, there should be like maybe 30 oh, actually, it looks like there's more like almost 78 interpolated cross sections, okay? And that's how the interpolator works. So now I will close this because we no longer need these and I don't want them to be accidentally left open. Now the next or the final thing that it's going to do, this is the third action. So the first action was to export the data. The second action was to interpolate the channel data. And the third action is to bring it back into the schema layers. Okay, now I have just imported that data into my schema layers. So now that's why if I make a mistake or I need to do something, that's why I need to wipe that data out. And over here in our user layers, you see we still only have these 24 cross sections because that's our user data. So how do I wipe out that data that I just imported? I schematize. And so anytime I schematize, that wipes out that data. So then I need to reprocess it, okay? So that's very simple. You just click it. Just go ahead and select your interpolation folder. It's going to overwrite the files that are in there. You're going to run the interpolator and then import them back in. So schematize and interpolate is very simple, and you can do it as many times as you want, because if you come in here and you run it and you see that you have an error, you're going to need to fix something. And you'll probably see that when we do our run test. Actually, I think we're supposed to be doing our run test like right now. Oh no, boundary condition. We have to do the boundary condition before we do our run test. That's right. Okay, so channel boundary condition. We are not going to do our tide gate, so we'll do a run test before we do that. So channel boundary condition gets its own video. So I'll go ahead. Yeah, that's because it's part of the run test. So I'll go ahead and stop this video here, and then we'll open this back up on the run test.